Welcome to Not Your Status Quo's 2018 year in review. Dave and I are going to talk about our favorite movies from last year. And remember, if you like what you see, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos.
Well, in no particular order, I think that what we think are the best highlights from the movies of this year. I'm going to go ahead, remember, in no particular order. I'm just going to say, I'm going to start with Incredibles 2. It was much like the first one, only the roles were reversed. I liked it. It was funny. It action-packed. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they really did a good job in delivering the sequel, which was, 12 years later?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of parallels to the first movie, but it didn't hamper the movie at all. It was still a very fun movie. I love seeing it. I've already bought it on Blu-ray DVD. So, it was a movie I enjoyed.
Yeah, go see it.
If you haven't already.
If you haven't already. What do you think, what's next?
Next, let's talk about Solo.
Okay.
I think, a very underrated Star Wars film. I know there was a lot of backlash from The Last Jedi, so it didn't make a lot of money. Lucasfilm is now saying they're not having any Star Wars Stories movie, which I think is very unfortunate because the world building they did in Solo, you could make 5-6 more movies all about that same time frame with Solo, Boba Fett, Chewbacca, Jabba the Hutt. They have so much they could build on because they did such a great job world building this film, and I really enjoyed it.
My opinion, they are not going to stop. I mean, they announced an Obi-Wan movie, and then you can't just pull that back. I think that's what people want. They want to see the Obi-Wan movie, so we'll see if that happens. Next for me, remember, no particular order, Venom. I liked Venom. I didn't expect to like Venom, and I didn't expect to like Tom Hardy in that role, although I like Tom Hardy as an actor. Great movie, very funny. It didn't stick with the comics, but that's fine with me because the story that they came up with was very entertaining and very action-filled. And what do you think?
Well, I agree. I went into this movie not expecting to like it because it was getting so bashed by the critics, and it was really enjoyable. I mean, the interaction between Tom Hardy and
As Venom
were amazing. I mean, it wasn't the greatest movie of all time, but I certainly enjoyed it, and I have already bought it on Blu-ray, so that's got that going for it.
Good for you. All right, what do you got next?
Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Great writing in this film. It really tied into the first one really well, and it, like the whole MCU, the serialized storytelling, it continued the story during Infinity War with some other characters were doing. And that first mid-credit scene, I think it's going to set up a lot for next year's MCU, and it was just really well done.
Yeah, when he's in the quantum realm and he's gonna come into Endgame like that, I'm excited for it. I don't know if they like to make their movies in trilogies. So Ant-Man 3, I don't know where they go with that. I think this is more geared towards the Endgame thing. So, but it was really an enjoyable movie. How about Aquaman? I loved Aquaman. I didn't expect to like this movie either. Jason Momoa, I didn't like him as a pick for Aquaman, but he rocked it. Very good choice. It was another quality about all these movies, I think, is that they all make you laugh. They all have a lot of action, and you have to be entertained. You can't just be sitting there like telling a boring story. Even if it is a boring story, you can spice it up a little bit.
Well, and I think that's what they really got with Aquaman. I think James Wan really captured the comic bookness of Aquaman and Atlantis and everything going on, and Black Manta with his comic accurate uniform, and with Aquaman getting his comic accurate uniform near the end there. And sorry if that's a spoiler, but I left that movie thinking, damn, they really got that right. And like you said, Jason Momoa was not my first pick for Aquaman, but man, he nailed it. He's definitely Aquaman now.
Yeah, they didn't explain when he jumped out of the plane why he wasn't hurt, because he's Atlantean, he's got the thicker skin. They didn't explain that in the movie, but I mean, you get the picture. He's a superhero, for crying out loud. So everybody barking about that can just stop right now.
Next, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is a movie that was so incredibly well done. I mean, the way they brought all of these characters in and explained about it just enough. I mean, the writing was extremely tight. The animation style was different, but so good. And everything about this movie, the voice acting, the plot, the writing, the animation, it was by far the best animated movie I've ever seen. And they just absolutely, one of the best movies I've ever seen. I loved it. I cannot wait to purchase this on Blu-ray.
When I saw it at first, and with the animation, I kind of thought it was in 3D, and like wearing my 3D glasses, they did a really good job of like putting in the forefront when it needed to be in the forefront. Nick Cage was an unexpected character, and he was downright hilarious. Everybody in that movie was just hilarious, and like every other thing I've said, great action, great comedy. Black Panther, that could be the superhero movie of all time. It was really incredible. It covered his origin story. It picked up from where we already were in the universe, so it kind of slashed into origins story territory. Help me out here. What else you got?
I mean, it was just so well done that, you were so sympathetic towards the villains also. Who was portrayed as the villains.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very legit case to be mad. And you could see how he wanted to do it was maybe wrong, but he was very sympathetic as a villain. And Michael B. Jordan was tremendous as Eric Killmonger. Chadwick Boseman is great as T'Challa. Shuri, everyone was great in this movie, and it was so well written. I still can't believe it. It seems like it came out 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was just last year.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in the film for that first night, and I was just like blown away. Marvel keeps doing better and better with these movies. It's just
there's no letdown.
No.
And then it kind of leads into what we're going to talk about next. I'm sure that's your next movie to pick, and what you said about the villain. And go ahead with the movie.
Yeah, obviously we're talking about Avengers: Infinity War. The way they were able to capture 20 years, or 10 years, sorry about
10
that.
years, 20 movies.
20 movies, yeah. Into kind of this one movie. And I was really worried going into it that they're going to have all these characters. How is it going to work? But, the pacing of this film, the writing, everything they did, the way they had Thanos be, sure he was evil and he was doing the wrong thing, but a lot like Killmonger, you understood his reasoning. Mm-hmm. And you saw his love for Gamora, who, spoiler alert, he had to sacrifice to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And it was they just nailed it. I can't believe how well they keep getting every film. It's like, a TV show that's just movies. We get 3
mm-hmm.
movies a year, and they're just keeping and paste. They're their own story. They're their own heroes. But
very
all
rewatchable.
Oh.
And like you said, you can see their point of view, and the villains. And none of these villains, like back in the old days, back in the 60s, maybe even the 80s, in the old superhero movies, they were just inherently evil. They were just evil for evil's sake. And now they've all got an agenda, which at some point, maybe not everyone can see it, but it's like you can say, like, all right, when they explain their point of view, they don't think they're evil. They think they're doing good for everyone. And that's what's the beauty of the Marvel storytelling these days. Their villains are relatable. 2018 was a great year for movies, especially our type of movies. I think they got nowhere to go but up. They're just continually rising. So with 2019 on the way, in this video and in reality, I think we got a lot to look forward to. So look forward to our next video on the preview of 2019.
Our most anticipated for 2019.
Yeah.